Okay, guys, in this one, we're going to be talking about the downfall of Tesla at the hands of Elon Musk and his Nazi salute and his participation in the Doge Department, the Department of Government Efficiency. I, for one, don't think that he's being held accountable for what I think is the main reason why more and more people are turning away from Tesla and don't want to buy Teslas, don't want to have anything to do with Teslas. And that's the Nazi salute that he did on stage at Donald Trump's inauguration weekend. For some reason, mainstream media, some independent media, and all of these folks are discussing why Tesla is on the downfall, and everybody is pointing towards their competition. They're pointing towards problems with their cars, these recalls, and all of this. I think the main reason why is the Nazi salute. Look at the rest of the world: Germany, France, most of Europe, and everywhere. Those sales are down, and those people are not giving him a pass about this Nazi salute thing. And I wish that we wouldn't either, but it seems to me like people doesn't want to talk about the Nazi salute. And I think that's the main thing that's turning people away from Elon Musk and Tesla. So we're going to go ahead and look at a few uh, uh, images and a couple of videos I have for you on this Tesla downfall at the hands of Elon Musk. Let's get right to it.
So with spring upon us, I thought I'd make a video in the outdoors. And also because I have something to genuinely celebrate right now. I did something finally that I've been waiting to do for a long time. I've been actually waiting for months and months to do this. And there are thousands of people around the world who did exactly the same thing over the last few months. And I'm finally glad that I've managed to do it myself. Here's what I did. That's right, I finally got rid of my Tesla. Finally sold it off. Goodbye Tesla, never again. I, of course, am one of thousands of people around the world who did once own a Tesla, who once loved the idea of driving the car, but then the way the company CEO has behaved has made it an unacceptable proposition. Nazi salutes, political polarization, associating the brand with an entire philosophy that is completely opposed to green energy and encouraging a sustainable environment. And so I, like many others, finally got.
In a bold statement at the Illinois State Fair, 9-time Grammy winner Sheryl Crow announced she has sold her Tesla and donated the proceeds to National Public Radio, NPR. This move comes as a protest against Elon Musk, whose ownership of X, formerly Twitter, has sparked controversy over the platform's content moderation policies and perceived alignment with certain political views. Crow, known for hits like All I Wanna Do and If It Makes You Happy, made her announcement during her headline performance at the fair. She expressed her stance clearly, stating, "You have to decide who you are willing to align with. My values align with free, independent journalism, not with the narrative control we're seeing on social media." This gesture has reignited discussions about the responsibilities of public figures and the impact of their consumer choices on broader societal issues. Crow's donation to NPR underscores her commitment to supporting media that, in her view, upholds journalistic integrity over corporate agendas. Her decision has garnered both applause and criticism across social media platforms, highlighting the ongoing debate over freedom of speech versus the regulation of content in digital spaces. Crow's act at the Illinois State Fair not only entertained but also provoked thought on the intersection of celebrity influence, personal ethics, and corporate accountability.
I know everyone cannot afford to get rid of their Teslas. Many people bought their Teslas well before Elon Musk went over to the right wing and started this right wing hate. So Some of those people are stuck with their cars until they can afford to get out of them. And I know they wish they can do what you just saw with that doctor and with Sheryl Crow. And it's such a blessing that Sheryl Crow was able to donate her car to NPR right around the time when the Trump administration is trying to pull funding from that public TV station that educates us all the time, educates our kids. So thank you, Sheryl Crow, for doing that. And I respect the gentleman for finally moving on. And you heard him say the word Nazi salute in his farewell to his Tesla. I'm never gonna let Elon Musk live it down. He did a passionate Nazi salute. That was from the heart. He showed us who he was when he did that. And it shouldn't take anything else for people to want to move on and move away from someone with this type of hate in their heart. So we're going to move on and we're going to see something about the competition in this next video that's upcoming and possibly going to be overtaking Tesla with the help of Elon Musk with his hatred and Nazism.
Today on Forbes, things are bad at Tesla. They're about to get much worse. Tesla is in a world of hurt. Sales in California, its main market in the US, plummeted 31% in January from a year ago. European numbers are even worse, dropping 43% in the year's first 2 months. And in China, by far its most important market for profitability, Tesla sales crashed 29% through February. Its stock has tanked, dropping 34% this year. A backlash has grown against part-time CEO Elon Musk, who also leads 5 other companies, with protests at Tesla stores and the torching of vehicles as he carries out a clumsy attempt to slash government workers and spending as Trump's Doge master. But things are about to get worse. Falling sales indicate that the company's financial health is fundamentally faltering as competitors are surging, particularly rival BYD. The Chinese EV and battery maker for the first time topped Tesla in revenue in 2024 and is on pace to leave it in the dust as the global leader in electric vehicle sales this year. Tesla's brand is becoming toxic in California, which has nurtured it since the Roadster arrived in 2008. It's even failing on the technology front, with BYD outpacing it with a super fast charging battery system and Waymo dominating in self-driving cars, which Musk has bet the company on. The worst by far, though, is what's happening to Tesla in China, where it opened its Shanghai plant in 2019. That plant, the first in China wholly owned by a foreign car maker, marked a turning point for Tesla, fueling a massive sales spike and pushing it into the black consistently thanks to low-cost Chinese labor, parts, and logistics. But a decline in that market, where Tesla has seen consistent growth up until this year, threatens to narrow its already shrinking profit margins. A big reason for slower sales is that China's domestic EV companies are starting to beat Tesla on, well, everything. Shareholder Ross Gerber, CEO of Gerber Kawasaki Wealth and Investment Management, said, quote, "China had a plan when they let Tesla have a fully owned factory. They wanted the technology and the knowledge and experience. With that came a risk China would take that technology and build better stuff. That's exactly what they're doing."
You know what's also funny? Elon Musk gonna try to insult our intelligence. And he and his Donald Trump followers, those deplorables, gonna try to start telling us that that wasn't a Nazi salute. That was him giving his heart out to us. They believe that. Some of them even lost their job doing that dumb Nazi salute online, trying to prove to us, to the world, that that was not a Nazi salute when we know what we saw with our own eyes. Elon Musk know what he felt in his heart when he was doing that. So spare us the bull crap about what it wasn't, because we all know what it was. Take a look at this for a second and you tell me what you think.
Thank you.
See that? Am I right? You know I'm right. You know, everybody is right, especially those people in Germany, Norway, France, the UK. Those people whose land World War II basically happened on. The Holocaust in Poland. Those people have 100% turned their backs on Elon Musk and Tesla. And I hate to say it, but Tesla is an American built company. It's a worldwide company. It has factories in China. It has one in Germany, but it is an American company, and it's an embarrassment now that this had to be revealed about this man. We know he's a South African and he come from those apartheid days in South Africa. Elon Musk should have. I'm not saying he could have done it, but he should have kept that to himself and possibly seek out some help to try to outgrow that hate. But he just couldn't do it. He had to reveal who he was. So now we know. And guess what? Now you know, Elon. We're showing you through protests, through boycotts. And I don't condone the violence. Do not be scratching these people cars up, burning their cars, because a lot of those people, the overwhelming majority of people who own Teslas, bought them for the right reasons. Climate change, trying to save the environment. So don't do that to those individuals. So in this next clip, we're going to be looking at this African American gentleman who worked at Tesla and brought a lawsuit and won a lawsuit over $100 million. I don't know if the amount was upheld in an appeal, but he won the lawsuit because of the way he was treated. I'm not going to tell you the story. I'm going to let you see the story in the next clip. But why is it always the African Americans? There's a lot of workers at Tesla of Indian descent, white workers, and possibly Europeans, and all these different people from around the world that work at Tesla. But all of them had to team up on the black population at Tesla and make them feel indifferent, make them feel like they're not wanted, make them feel like they don't belong. Why does this always have to happen? It doesn't have to happen, but some just cannot help themselves. And Elon Musk allowed this type of stuff to go on and on and on until his lawsuit was finally brought and won. So take a look at this, and I'll see you on the end of it.
We're hearing from a former Tesla employee who sued and won a discrimination lawsuit against the automaker. ABC News reporter Rebecca Jarvis has more on the racial abuse he endured.
We just want to be treated and seen as equal human beings.
This morning, a former Tesla contract worker speaking out after a San Francisco federal court decided the electric car maker must pay him $137 million over claims he suffered racist abuse at the company. Owen Diaz, who was hired through a staffing agency in 2015 as an elevator operator at Tesla's factory in Fremont, told the court he faced a hostile work environment where employees drew swastikas and racist graffiti on bathroom stalls, where coworkers told him to go back to Africa, and ethnic slurs were heard routinely. Diaz says nothing was done to stop it, quitting after roughly 1 year on the job and ultimately suing.
They decided not to follow through. They decided to kill investigations. You know, you can't keep treating workers like this.
Now, Tesla, whose founder and CEO is Elon Musk, ordered to pay Diaz $130 million in punitive damages and $7 million in emotional distress, an unprecedented amount for racial discrimination cases.
A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. They have to choose to take the abuse that these billion-dollar companies are putting out or feed their families.
In an internal email to employees Monday following the verdict, posted on the company's website, Tesla's VP of People writing, although the facts they have of the case don't justify the verdict reached by the jury in San Francisco, we do recognize that in 2015 and 2016, we were not perfect. We're still not perfect, but we have come a long way from 5 years ago.
Hopefully, it will make them change and make other companies change and realize racist conduct has no place in the workplace.
This is not the first time Tesla is facing claims of a hostile and racist work environment. The company is currently facing a pending civil rights class action lawsuit brought by employees in 2017. Tesla denies those claims. Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
So there you pretty much have it. I've said my part pretty much, but I'm gonna add one last part. Around the time of COVID, which pretty much pushed Elon Musk out there was a representative, a California representative. I don't forgot what city she's from, but Elon Musk was throwing a temper tantrum over California having to close his Fremont factory in Alameda County, I think it is. And this one Congress lady used the F-bomb, saying F Elon. And he said in a tweet, message received. And from then on, he went on his rampage, going further and further and further to the right, becoming MAGA eventually. So at that same time, China closed his factory for a whole month. And you didn't hear a peep out of him around that time. China and the United States, who closed his factory for, I think, like 2 weeks, were only doing that to try to get this COVID crisis under control. And this money hungry Elon Musk had to show who he was. He had to try to push people around not wanting to close that factory. And this is where it all started. Was his turn towards going to the right wing. Because you remember, they were against vaccinations. Donald Trump was calling it a hoax, and they were not serious about the COVID crisis. So I'm gonna leave it right here, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. And it's been a minute, but I always wanted to get around to saying something about what's going on with Elon Musk and his Nazism. And I wish that every single time anyone has something to say about the downfall of Tesla and Elon Musk, they would not leave out the fact that he did that passionate Nazi salute on that stage. That's the main reason why people don't want to have anything to do with Elon Musk and Tesla. You can agree with me or you can disagree with me, but that's my take. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching again. I appreciate you. I ask you guys to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you.